How's it going, YouTube? I have returned after a little break. Just been busy with a lot of coaching work, a lot of just my actual work as well. Doing lots of shifts, and I really haven't had time or the energy to pick up the camera and do YouTube videos. Like over prep, I really enjoyed making all these videos, and then coming into the off season, I just got way busier because I had more energy to like work more and do more. And my training has been like, I like getting really locked in whenever I train and just giving it everything to my session. So kind of filming took like the back of my mind, whereas like prep, I was like, I want to document everything here. But on the bulk, like it's the same shit every day pretty much, and that's the key to getting jacked and making real progress, is just doing the same shit every day but slightly progressing it over time, and then you'll get bigger, whether that's your training, your food, whatever. But this video today is going to be a pull and delt session. I don't know what I've posted at all from this like new split or anything, but I'm on a new split for the off season, so the first session of the week is pull and delts. So I'm going to take you through the session, drop a few kind of pointers throughout, and yeah, we'll see you in the gym. Me from the future, just hitting some abs here at the start of every session. So 3 sets of abs, just because my abs are so weak in every kind of shot. Even whenever I shredded, like if I had any kind of food or anything, my abs really wouldn't show. And especially if I was to kind of spill over and eat too many carbs, my abs would become completely washed out. So I start all my sessions now with 3 sets of this Nautilus Nitro crunch, and I've actually seen really good improvement in this. But yeah, I just had to record a voiceover here as the music in the gym was really loud. I always start all my pull work off by getting blood into the lats, and this is my favourite exercise for that, the assisted pull up. But I just do my body weight, as it is a bit too easy if you do it assisted. It's not too bad just to get like even warm up for body weight pull ups, just to get the kind of pathway down. But yeah, I do this at the start of my pull days, not until failure, literally just to get blood into the lats. I used to do kind of pull throughs and pullovers, but I just find nothing is better than just the bodyweight pull up. There's no kind of hiding from it or like hitting different angles. Especially I have a lot of bother with my right trap, so it can be hard to engage the lat on exercises where you're just moving through that kind of plane of motion of the lat, but you're just so fixed in this that you can't really avoid it. Yeah, so that's why I do it. So yeah, we'll just hit 2 sets on this with probably a rep or 2 in reserve. Bit powerlifting there, but nice little triple just every week. trying to bring this straight leg back up. Got 200 for like 5 or 6 last week. It's 210 for a triple there. Happy enough with that. Ideally would have liked maybe a rep or 2 more, but whenever I'm kind of touching new loads, I just have to be patient with it and be really patient on it with this exercise, because an easy way to kind of shoot yourself in the foot in terms of progression is like taking too big of a weight jump. Like, part of my brain was telling me, go for 5 plates, stop being a pussy. But I knew if I went for 5 plates, it would have been a 1 rep max. And it's like, where do you go from there next week? Come back to I'd have to go either back down 200, try to pull more reps, or then like come to this weight and then see where I go. Whereas just take a more conservative jump. It's alright, this is triple. I'll get it to like 4 or 5 next week. I know that, because like now I've touched the load, but definitely progress next week. And this is an exercise where it's one of them ones where I'm not that good at it, and I'm forcing myself to get good. Like, I've already held 260 for like 4 or 5 reps, which is like 6 plates. But I didn't have big hamstrings, or like had felt back, and it was because I was hiding from the straight leg, because I'm not good at it. Like, I find it really difficult to engage off the floor, just drive with my hamstrings and glutes and just get the dead weight off the floor. Whereas on an RDL, because kind of that stretch reflex is there, I was always able to move it, and you started at the top. But it's just a case of slowly working this up, and I've noticed, even though I'm still at like pretty conservative loads, like 210's not a record breaking deadlift by any means, like my hamstrings have come up, and my like erectors are literally blowing up from just forcing myself to do this, forcing progressions every week. I've started to really like this exercise, because there is no hiding from it. You can't cheat. Like, you just have to get the weight off the floor and up, and it will expose you if you're not ready for it. And really, just the biggest takeaway I've got from training recently, and you see, I start with abs, is just the importance of bracing. Like, whether that's a squat pattern, leg press, hinge, just anything, really focus on that brace, and just getting as much air in and bracing as hard as you can. If you need a belt in order to help you brace, wear one. I like wearing a belt and maybe like squat variations, but on this I like to just force myself to have to kind of really use my erectors and build up that brace over time, and it'll just help you across everything. Especially doing abs at the start, I feel like you get a bit of better connection with your abs. You can brace that a little bit harder. I just have them in because I need to improve my abs, but I do find it really helps with the brace. So now I've hit this kind of top set. I'm only meant to do 1 set, but I don't like just hitting like 3 reps or like 4 reps. So what I do is I do a kind of heavier set, and then I'll go down to 4 plates and pull a kind of higher rep set. And I find on like hinges especially, I like to do that, because that's why I really don't mind hitting the kind of the triples and stuff, expose myself to new loads, because I know I have that higher rep set behind. I think it's like it's almost 2 different challenges. Like, some people are really good at pulling in that low rep range, like 1 or 2, but then they like can't go over 6 reps. And then there's other people who can just rep weight all day, and then they go like a little bit heavier and they just can't move it. And I feel like if you can just get strong in both rep ranges, like especially on hinges, it will only help you. Like, don't be scared of going heavy on them. Like, you're literally using your entire posterior chain. That thing is strong, so fucking use the strength. Next exercise is this single arm lat row. So done lat warm up, hinge. Now we're doing some kind of single arm lat work. Just my back. This is my first session of the week. I'm not found out in all my kind of judges' feedback is that like my back is the weakest muscle group that I have. So that's why it's first session of the week. Just hit it hard as fuck and get some really good quality in there before I'm like fatigued later on in the week. So yeah, some lat work, then some upper back, and then a little bit more lat to finish. probably went a little bit too heavy on that, but still good set, good connection with the lads. And we'll probably go same weight next week and just get more reps and work our way up like that. So never be scared to go up in weight and take like a slightly lower, and then maybe for the next kind of 2 sessions do the same weight but work your way up the rep range. Like, too many people get caught up on just like rep ranges and, you know, having to max out a rep range before you go up or anything like that. Like, if, for example, I hit that and then decided to go up next week on lat isolation, it would probably be pretty stupid because I'd get like 2 or 3 reps. But, you know, as well, so you need to kind of judge the exercise. Like, for example, I took a 3 repper on the straight leg deadlift, but in this, probably wouldn't, or I wouldn't be happy with it. So slightly on the heavier side there, 5 plus 1. But next week and the week after that, we'll probably do the same load and work our way up the rep range before going up another weight progression. Speaking about that set, so I've obviously done a lat kind of horizontal row, then we've got lat focus pull down here, but what I'm really thinking about in this is pushing my scapula forward on that right side and just using the range of motion available to the lat. Like, the actual range of the lat isn't that big, so you just want to keep it nice in that range. And what you think about is the lat wraps around the back of your ribcage and your skeleton. So if you can keep your kind of axial skeleton locked in and just let that lat stretch around your ribcage and up and out, so that you're just moving through the lat kind of around that ribcage and taking kind of everything else out of it. Hello, it is me from the future back again. So after that last clip, I was essentially explaining how the lat works and that we want to keep the shoulder forward to engage more lat, and then my camera died. Like, I recorded this video somewhat spontaneously because I was like, I need to make a YouTube comeback. Not that I was like ever at any peak, but I just really enjoy making long form content more. I've been trying to do all the Instagram reel coachy stuff, but it's so short that you can't get any quality information across. You're just trying to get as much info out there as quick as you can, and it just really isn't me at all. But here we have the T-bar next. So kind of upper back work. Again, the T-bar, I don't have the perfect form in this, but it's one of them exercises where it's like that fine line between a compound and an isolation. So I don't mind being a bit sloppy on it, especially when gravity is coming into play like this. Like, I want to go heavy, get some good quality reps in, and take it the whole way to failure. I think if you're going light enough to the point where, you know, you're overly controlling the T-bar, you're not going to get everything out of it. At the same time, if you're going to the point where you can barely unrack it, and then you're not getting any kind of ROM at all, you're also not going to get as much out of it. So it's just like finding that nice middle ground. So 3 sets on there, and then we went on to this lateral raise. Now this, I know everybody says this, but this is the best lateral raise variation. I've actually seen people in my gym doing it now, because they must have seen me doing it or something. But essentially, it's like a chest supported, like D handle Y raise as such. But again, getting nerdy with it. So the chest support obviously keeps you fixed, and then why this exercise is so good in my opinion is you want to kind of take your traps out of any movement. So if we're trying to isolate the side delt, a lot of people are really good at lateral raises, or so they think, because they shrug the fuck out of it and they end up with massive traps. But on this, what you want to think about is really pushing that arm out away from yourself and keeping fixed against that pad, obviously for stability, and just letting the shoulders pull away from the body so that you're getting literal zero trap engagement. And I'm telling you, like, look at me grabbing the side delt there. This fucking fries your side delts. And honestly, the best just lateral raise exercise in my opinion. So 3 sets on there, and then we go on to this behind the body cable curl again on the Bravo. The Bravo is such a good bit of kit, and because of all this kind of chest and back support you can do on it. Then just 3 sets on here, getting that length and range for the bicep. Just really trying to focus on keeping that elbow behind the body and just dragging up and along. I do like pairing this with, on my other day, I have preacher curls, single arm preachers, and that combination of the preacher for the short head and then this for the long head has been blowing up my arms, especially on that other day with just doing single arm preacher, really focusing on the quality, and then this just focusing on the stretch and getting the best reps we can. We then go on to this Cybex lateral raise to finish. Really nice side delt machine, and the last exercise of the session, again using these handles here to keep a lot of stability through the arm and just keep a force production going through the actual muscle we're trending to train, and then just squeezing at the top, getting a full range. I'm not going really heavy on this. It's the last exercise. I've also done 3 sets of side delts like an exercise before, so just trying to squeeze everything I can out of the side delts on this exercise, taking it the whole way to failure, hitting a few partials for good measure. And that's why I've been really kind of blowing up the side delts on my arms, is getting like 3 times a week side delt and kind of bicep tricep volume in. Here is a quick posing round. So I'm currently sitting at about ranging from 185 or like 184 to like 186. Feeling really good, looking full. Like I'm on 4,600 calories on a training day, so I think it's like 700 to 750 carb off the top of my head, then 3,500 on a rest day. My upper body has been responding really well to this new split and the new food, just being so sensitive. Probably the best kind of spot I've ever been in terms of like my nutrition, training, everything, just feeling really good. And I think my physique is starting to show from it, staying nice and lean, staying really sensitive to food, and just not like, my weight's been stalling a little bit, but my training performance is going up, so there's no need to push the food. So in a really good spot here, getting really happy with this. The back is definitely progressing a lot, and yeah, kept the bottoms on because my legs just overpower every pose, and it's just training upper body here, wanting to look good. So yeah, that is the video. Hope you enjoyed.